What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you the battle for Week 9 of Season 7 of the CPC, and this week we are up against Krypto and the Amittyville Ampharos. And before I get into the battle, just a reminder, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button as it helps us out a ton and lets us do more cool stuff for you guys. But anyway, on to the battle. Like I said, we are up against Krypto, and I do want to give you guys a bit of a heads up. There will not be a team builder for this week nor next week, just because last week I was fortunately able to clinch playoffs. So this week and next week, if I said this week, yeah, this week and next week will just be like games where I just threw together teams. Like, I think as soon as I clinched playoffs, I threw these teams together and was just like, screw it, all right, who wants to play and when? So I played these decently in advance just as soon as I had week 8 done. So yeah, there like wasn't a whole lot of thought process that went into these teams. It was just kind of a, yeah, feel like using this, feel like using that. So yeah, not a whole lot of thought process, just kind of threw some mons together that I wanted to and ran with it. So there's no like higher purpose or whatever behind some of the sets. It was just kind of like a, yeah, looked good, seemed like it would work. So yeah, that's going to be what the team is, or what is going on, but I can give you a quick rundown of what it is. I believe this is a Calm Mind, Tapu Koko, Spike Scarm. This is a really cool sub-toxic Nidoking set that I was looking forward to trying all season, but finally got a chance in this matchup. This is just a regular Pert. This is, I believe it's a, I don't remember what it is. I think it's a Spadef Uxie, and then this is going to be a Nasty Plot Zoroark. So yeah, that is the team, and looking at what he brought Lando, Heatran, Mega Beedrill, Seismitoad, Mandibuzz, and Cresselia. The mons that he left at home, or the mons he left on the bench, were Tapu Bulu, Raikou, Abomasnow, and Licky Licky. So yeah, I mean, safe to say that the mons that he brought are very scary. I was really hoping that Bulu would come, just because then that would make my sub-toxic Black Sludge Nidoking work that much better. But nonetheless, I still think that it can lure in the Crest and get a Toxic off on that thing very early. So let's just go ahead and jump right on into the battle. He's going to end up leading with his Heatran, as I do lead with my Uxie, figuring that I could take whatever hit from anything, knock something off, maybe Toxic something, as Mandibuzz comes in, and I am able to get rid of that thing's leftovers right off the bat. So a very good start, as I am able to Toxic it as well, which really opens up Zoroark, because the second I can get Mandibuzz worn down and rocks up, then Zoroark's looking really, really good. So he is unfortunately going to be able to get a free switch into his Mega Bee, but this does allow me a switch into my Skarmory. With the Rocky Helmet, I will be able to rack up damage on this Mega Bee, hopefully putting it in range of Sucker Punch from Zoroark. Like, Zoroark is a Nasty Plot, Black Glasses Sucker Punch set, so I'm really hoping that that can put in the work this game. But unfortunately, free switch into his Heatran. I'm going to go into my Swampert. I do have the Rindo Berry. It's Rindo Pert. Y'all know it's me. It's Rindo Pert. So I will be able to take the Hidden Power Grass, as I kind of knew that's what he was going to go for, and go for the Stealth Rock. And the fact that he stayed in immediately is indicative that this thing is going to be Shuka Berry, so I will have to be mindful of that later in the game. But nonetheless, Pert's going to go down, and I am in a situation where rocks are up. That's fine with me. I just have to pressure Mandibuzz to where maybe it won't get off the defog later. But with my Nidoking in, going to go straight for the substitute, as I know the Crest is going to be coming in, and this is where that free Toxic is going to come in, get it off on the Cresselia. That is perfect for me, as Psychic is going to be able to break my sub, which, I mean, it's unfortunate, but the job is done. I have gotten the Toxic on Crest. I can try to wear that thing down with Ice Beam later in the game, or whatever attacks I want to go for, as I'm going to pull the switch into my Uxie now, knowing that he's probably going to go for Psychic. I don't think he'll switch. I just as easily could have subbed again to try to rack up poison damage, but given that the Uxie is in against the Crest, and that the Crest is Toxic, I know he's not going to want to stay in. He might try to go into his Mandibuzz, which he does, to try to get rid of the rocks on a potential knockoff from my Uxie, but I am going to U-turn and pull the switch into my Tapu Koko, which is, spoilers, actually Zoroark in disguise. And I was thinking, okay, this is the absolutely ideal moment to set up my Nasty Plot. And I initially put my team in this order so that Zoroark would be disguised as Tapu Koko, because this was kind of the situation I envisioned, that Uxie would bait out the Mandibuzz to try to defog the rocks away, or the rocks and spikes, as Skarm actually has spikes as well, which I said in the team preview. But given that Coco's in on Mandibuzz, my Dual Stab both of them hit him super effectively, I don't think he'll want to stay in. So I'm just going to go straight for the nasty plot, thinking that this is my chance. He'll probably go into like Seismitoad or something, and I can blow that thing away with Dark Pulse, as he actually stays in and just defogs. Now, I talked to him after the game, and it actually turned out that the only reason he stayed in and defogged was because he was so sick of me going for U-turn, he just wanted to sack Mandibuzz actually to my attack so that he could start getting the momentum on his end. So, I mean, like, I don't necessarily agree with that logic, but hey, it worked out, and I mean, it got him the defog, which is actually going to be pretty significant. The Sludge Bomb is unfortunately not going to KO the Mandibuzz, as he will be able to U-turn on me, hit me for 50%, and break my disguise. And now that he's going to go into the Beedrill, this is the exact situation I was hoping for. I Sucker Punch, would have knocked it out if I had Rocks up. As you see, even if Beedrill was at full, I would have been able to knock him out, which, yeah, unfortunately is not the case. Zoroark goes down, but now that he brings in his Seismitoad, this is a perfect opportunity for me to try to get up my spikes. And I taunt turn 1 thinking that he's going to try to get up his rocks as I get up a hazard of my own instead of going straight into Heatran. So I am able to prevent rocks while getting up a spike on my side. But now that I don't want Skarmory to stay in on the Heatran, I want to save that for later if I need it. I want a ground immunity for taking on the Landorus. I'm going to pull the switch into my Uxie and try to start wearing the Heatran down with just knockoffs. Like, it's not going to be doing a heck of a lot, but it's going to do just enough to be significant in this game. I knock off his Shuka Berry, which, I mean, is exactly what I thought. That's why he felt okay staying in with the Pert immediately, as opposed to trying to switch out and save it. But now I am going to U-turn out, go into my Nidoking. I'm thinking that there's no way he's going to sack the Tran when it is a 100% free switch into my Skarmory every single time. And instead, I'm just going to go for the Earth Power. I thought about subbing, but I mean, I just could not pull the trigger as I was low enough. He's already seen that I had sub, and he went into his Crest, which hindsight 2020 was a perfectly reasonable play, but at the same time, I was like, whatever, this Heatran's annoying. If I can get rid of it, then Skarm is much more free. But now that his Crest is in, I'm going to go into my Skarmory as he throws off the Yellow Magic, so predicts my switch very, very nicely. I was thinking about subbing, but I thought, nah, I want to save the ability to sub for later. And he goes for the Charge Beam, and I was like, oh boy, this is going to be rough, as I will get up another layer of spikes, but with the Toxic on it, I think that Uxie plus my Calm Mind Roost Koko should be able to deal with it sufficiently. And now I'm actually going to pull the switch into my Uxie once again, thinking that, okay, he saw that I'm going to try to set up a spike on the Crest, he saw that Charge Beam is not going to do a whole lot. I think that he'll want to get Heatran in for free on the Skarm as I set up my third spike. So predicting that, I pull the switch out into my Uxie. Works out for me. I also, even if he hadn't made the switch, I would have been able to knock off the Cresselia. And now I'm going to be able to knock off, it's doing like 9% to the Heatran, but still, Heatran's getting slowly worn down with the 2 layers of spikes. It should be slowly but surely wearing it down, and yeah, now I'm kind of sorta in a 3 versus 6 situation. To be fair, Beedrill is dead to rocks, Mandibuzz is very, very low. So, I mean, his mons are really low, Cresselia is toxic, but the Lando and Seismitoad are still very healthy. And that's going to be something that I have to watch out for. But given this opportunity, going to pull the switch into my Koko and try to Calm Mind sweep him. I'm going to go for the Calm Mind as he does sack his Beedrill. I mean, I kind of thought he would, and if he stayed in with Heatran, well, I'd be able to Earth Power. And he goes into his Lando, ends up being Scarfed, Earth Powers me, and I am able to knock him out with my Twinkle Tackle. Now, I calced after the game, once he gave me a set, and I realized that, so it ended up, like, I did not speed creep, like, intelligently in this game. I was like, you know what, let's just, I don't even remember what I outsped, but it ended up being to the point where the HP that I was able to have, or the investment I was able to have in HP, put the Earth Power roll in my favor at +1 from a Timid Landorus, which he was. And so I was just kind of like well, that was nice. I guess that was I cut it a little more closely than I should. But again, I have clinched playoffs, don't really need to put much, don't really need to think too much in this game, put too much time into it, so it just kind of ended up working out for me as the Landorus is going to go down. Koko is now at +1/+1, and I thought he was just going to go into his Seismitoad and try to Earthquake me and knock me out, and I was thinking that maybe I would have to win the game with Nidoking later and subbing up on the Crest, trying to stall it out, etc., etc. But the fact that he went immediately into Cresselia, I was like, Well, that just gives me a very free roost, so that's exactly what I'm going to go for. He's toxic, so like he can't even try to like sub Calm Mind up on me. I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, as I knew that another Psychic wouldn't be able to KO me, as I thought that maybe on my roost he might try to go into his Seismitoad, and I'd be able to 2-hit KO that thing with Dazzling Gleam, as he saw that Psychic would not KO me from that range, and he might think that that was his only way to win. But now that he showed that he's staying in with Cress, I'm going to try to get greedy with Coco. I'm going to try to boost up to the point where I can Oko Seismitoad after the spikes that I have up, as Cress is not doing anything to me. Even if he gets like Charge Beam boosts, the fact that he's poisoned and the fact that I already have +2 or +3 now, SPDF, I will be able to take this thing on very easily, as Psychic is going to be doing a whole lot of jack to me, and Cress is slowly wearing itself down. So my Tapu Koko is in a fantastic spot, as he now pulls the switch into Seismitoad. I roost back up to full health. I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, as if he's not SPDF, this Okos it, and unfortunately I do get a crit. Now I talked to him after the game. He said that the crit, the crit mattered in taking it out, but he also had Earth Power over Earthquake, so Seismitoad would not have been able to take me out in revenge. And now that my Tapu Koko is at +4/+4, all of his stuff is super low, Tapu Koko will be able to clean up the game, and we take it from a 3-6 to Tapu Koko reverse sweeping it and taking 5 knockouts, and it potentially could, actually no, Beedrill would have been scary. So I mean, yeah, the fact that Beedrill was dead to spikes really helped me out and enabled the sweep. So yeah, that was a very good game. I mean, I was just kind of like, well, didn't think Calm Mind Tapu Koko would do a whole lot since he had Tapu Bulu, but given that he didn't end up bringing it, Tapu Koko was able to clean up the game, and that was actually a really fun one for making the team in like 5 minutes. But nonetheless, we are able to move to, I believe, 8-1 and have one more game next week to finish off the season. So thank you guys so much for watching. GG to Krypto. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.